Hello. So today we're going to be playing with the Super Brittle Ice Impale and Absolute Zero all together to make the Axis of Ice. On top of this, I'm doing it on Flooded Valley, and I'm banning Water Towers and Prince of Darkness because that would be too easy. Well, of course, I have the two subs that are mandatory for the start, but other than that, no Water Towers, so I'm not doing any Carrier Cheese flagship that would just like make it so easy. Also, Prince of Darkness is ridiculously overpowered on Flooded Valley just because it is and it does that. So in fact, I'm actually thinking of doing like a crazy run of Prince of Darkness in the future. We'll see if that works, and maybe you'll see that later. But basically, all that stuff's too easy, so we're not doing any of that, and we're going to be finding a funky way out of this. So I actually originally tried this with Adora, and I got shortcomings on round 100. Adora actually just wasn't really doing a whole lot of damage on round 100. A lot less than I thought, so it got a little bit close, but I decided we're just going to do it with Sai, and because Sai actually does more against round 100 than Adora, which sounds really weird because Sai can't do anything to the bad, but basically with the way that my setup is being played out, I need cleanup for round 100, or just, well, cleanup in general. Adora can do cleanup, but for round 100, Adora cannot do cleanup, and Sai can do that, so that's actually why Sai would be better. Anyways, Sai can do pretty much a good replacement throughout the whole game too, so we'll just have Sai doing Sai things. Along with that, I do need to get like some towers for the early game. I go for a 3-2-0 wizard to beat the early rounds, and we go for calm def mid game. Now, I wanted like a good tower that would be able to carry me through the mid game, especially something that wouldn't conflict with ices, like the ice frozen damage type, because the calm def is sharp type, except like the few explosions, but mostly it's sharp type, so when things are frozen it can't damage it. Unfortunately, there really just wasn't anything else good that was cheaper than a calm def, so I decided I'm just gonna keep it with a calm def, and whatever embrittle can embrittle is what the calm def will be able to pop. But in the meantime, I can just use calm def to go all the way into absolute zero. Now the absolute zero is hanging up there in the corner. Only the ability will be able to do anything, and I need that so I can ice platform out and build my Esprit and the Impale up at the top. So you barely can see absolute zero, but it's hanging up there in the corner, like way at the top. If you can see it, I guess you can see it up there. And then from there, I go for an Arctic Wind because I only can place one thing on there if I get an AZ. So then I get an Arctic Wind, so now I have more spots. I go for a Village to get discount because I need to save a lot of money up there too. And I'm going for a Transforming Tonic after this. Now the Icicle Impale does a little bit of damage. Super Brittle actually does more damage than you think, but I don't really have anything that does like a lot of damage directly. Sai does just like bulk cleanup or whatever that. So I need something for that. The Calm Def's gonna be having issues with sharp type, so we're gonna get a Transforming Tonic. Did I say Total Transformation before? No, it's a Transforming Tonic right there. 041 specifically because I need that damage against round 100, and Sai will be able to like pierce cut enough that I think 140 really would it be necessary in most all situations. So we just have that, and now I can use like size level 10 to help out. There are some like interesting weird rounds, specifically with camos, because my only decamo here right now is that 031 foam. So I had to have Sai and that foam like cover everything. Later get Embrit, so none of that's an issue. And we move on. I'm going to be trying to go for the Impale next, and then we'll get Super Brittle on like round 98 way later. So I'm going to come back in a moment. So we got Icicle Impale up there. I went for a Snowstorm on the top of the Ice Monkey so I can get the Glue Gunner into. The Glue Gunner is a necessity, and I also outbuffed the Impale just for more attack speed and Pierce. It's a 205, so I can guarantee we can get the DDTs. Just with that, it's going to be a pretty good synergy with Psy and all. And now time to save up for Esprit. The Absolute Zero is also doing a lot of work. I love Absolute Zero. It's such an amazing tower. And it also actually buffs the other Ice Monkeys, which is something that you might not have known. When you use the ability, you get, I think it's like an attack speed boost to other Ices. It's pretty cool. But with that, the Transforming Tonic, Size Scream, Absolute Zero, and all that stuff, we can just like slowly like chip away at these rounds. It's a pretty interesting and weird combination, which is why I really wanted to do this. I'm not like necessarily a huge fan of a lot of Axis challenges where like you get one of each tier 5, but if all of the towers just like do something really weird, unique, bizarre, like this for example, where like the Absolute Zero is a unique tower, Impale's definitely a unique tower, Super Brittle's a very unique tower, then you just get some weird cool combination, unlike something like Boomerang for example, where it's just like all damage towers. Like it's just a lot of damage. What are you gonna do besides like get just a tiny bit of support and just like out damage everything? But this one's definitely a very cool axis to do. That's also why I really liked the axis of debuff. It's just a fun and unique challenge. So if there's any other towers that you think it's just going to be really fun, unique, not just 3 damage towers, put them down in the comments, and I might consider doing one of those. But I definitely want to do another axis of debuff challenge, so you'll be seeing that too. Anyways, rounds like 95, like honestly all of the late game rounds are pretty easy. There was really no issues. It was just spamming a lot of abilities and making sure I have abilities up for next round too. But with the approach, I'm trying to focus taking the top side out first so that I can have the Impale like slowly bring everything going from the bottom up to the top, like down a bit, and then the Ice and Super Brittle can just like clean up the rest of the stuff. And that worked out pretty well, and I can really afford to do this because I can have Absolute Zero just like completely slowing down the top lane. So like on 98 there, that top side just got completely knocked out before the bottom half of 98 came up to the top, and I can use Psy Scream to get rid of everything too. So honestly with Psy, just a really easy late game. Like it doesn't really look like it because there's no single target damage in this at all. Just like single target damage is just gone. That's why I need a Spike Storm here for round 100. But it surprisingly still does work out pretty well, and it was really cool, really fun challenge that definitely was awesome. And if you want to try something fun, I definitely recommend going for Axis of Ice at just like some random Chimps game. Also Axis of Debuff with the Cripple Moab, Super Brittle, and Glue Storm is also just another really fun. But yeah, if there's another one that's really interesting, let me know because I definitely want to try some more of these now. Thanks for watching. If you want to help out the channel, you can check out these new videos, like and subscribe for more content, support the channel by becoming a member, and joining the Discord to chat with the community. Bye!